When it comes to Cardano's native token called ADA, I get it. As of right now, people like to say that, yeah, it's boring, it's trash, all this type of stuff. Well, personally for me, I disagree with them, even though I do get the sentiment. Because if you take a look at ADA, its native token, has it been that exciting? This year, even last year? No, not really. I mean, you take a look at, for instance, Solana. It has outperformed ADA over the past year. Avalanche has done well. You take a look at the Near protocol. I totally understand this. But in my opinion, when it comes to Cardano, it's not a bad layer on blockchain. And I think that, again, better days are ahead. ADA at the price of $10 during this bull run, Cardano's native token wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, even though that's not financial advice nor a guarantee, because people keep saying that Solana is better than Cardano. They say the Near protocol is better. They say that Avalanche is better. Well, maybe in terms of hype as of right now, yeah, okay. But then in terms of fundamentals, I disagree that Cardano's far worse, because you take a look at these amazing projects, right? I don't think they're necessarily bad, but here's the thing. Solana is fast, Near protocol is fast, Avalanche is fast. Well, so is Cardano. They're very scalable. Well, Cardano is as well. They have very low gas fees. Cardano has very low gas fees. So when people like to say that Cardano sucks, it can't compete with the, up-and-coming players, no, I disagree. Not to mention, Cardano has amazing partnerships in a sense. You take a look at what it's doing. For instance, in Argentina, I talked about that, right? Also, you take a look at Bitcoin OS. I mean, this is all stuff right here that wouldn't happen if Cardano's really bad. Now, again, I'm not going to talk about the news again, but still, if people actually want to take a look at that, it's actually very massive when it comes to Cardano. So when people like to say that, yeah, Cardano's not really doing much, all this type of stuff, well, here's the thing. They're not, some sort of project that's focused on hype or fans. If that was the case, then they'd be announcing stuff every 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you know what I mean? But again, that's not the case when it comes to Cardano. There's over 2,000 projects building and thriving currently on Cardano. So when people like to say that, yeah, it's not doing anything, well, I disagree. And the way I view it is that even though the price is boring, it's actually exciting for me, because the way I view it is that the lower the price, the better the buying opportunity. Now, of course, not financial advice nor guarantee, but if ADA as of right now was at the price of $4 or something like that, I would actually not like it as much, because at that point, there really isn't that much hypothetical upside. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for dinosaurs. That's the thing. When you take a look at Solana, it's pretty much become a dinosaur at this point, like a BNB, right? That's pretty much become a dinosaur. Ethereum, it's definitely a dinosaur. Also Bitcoin. I'm not looking for that. I'm not an archaeologist. I'm not looking for dinosaur bones. What I want to look for is something that's not too risky, but then at the same time, not too massive. Because if you take a look at Cardano, it's not so small, it's not some sort of random microcap that's going to be super risky for me. But then at the same time, it's not so massive to the point that the room for growth is complete caca. Because keep in mind, $10, it's around a 28x from here, so it's not bad. Now, are there microcaps out there that could do a 1000x? Yeah, sure. But in my opinion, again, the risk is very high. Sometimes people, they look into 100 different microcaps, and maybe they don't even get one right, because maybe they don't have the attention, they don't have the hype, they never gain that traction. But then when it comes to Cardano, it's somewhat a proven product in a sense. It's a proven project. Now, I get it. ADA hasn't broken a new all-time high yet, but I think that better days are ahead. That's why I like Cardano a lot, because again, it's not so risky, but it's not too massive, if that makes sense. When it comes to ADA, people keep thinking that $10 is so insane, but I disagree. Because if it were to go to that price, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $350 billion. Now, I get it, it's insane. Ethereum at one point did reach over 550 billion, so people may think that, okay, wow, this is not even that far off when it comes to Ethereum. ADA can never do that. But my response is this. If you take a look at Ethereum, even though what it reached was very impressive, actually, back in 2021, the factors didn't seem as favorable as they are right now. Currently, there's pretty much double the amount of crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research, again, when compared to back then, even during the peak of that bull run. Also, at that time, there was way less institutional investors, way less enterprise adoption. As of right now, the factors are a lot more bullish. So when people like to say that, yeah, as of right now, the bull run is going to be bad, it's going to be trash. No, I disagree. If Ethereum back in 2021 could reach over $550 billion in market cap, again, with all those factors not being that great at that time, imagine as of right now with the factors being a lot better, I have a hard time believing that ADA won't, let's say, go to the price of $10. That's just my opinion. Some people like to say that, yeah, ADA can never even break its previous all-time high. I disagree. Because sometimes in the world of cryptocurrencies, during a fully fledged bull run, when the FOMO, the buying pressure, and the hype is just at an insane level, people just pretty much pump things in some cases, right? Because you take a look at Luna Classic, that was basically pumped for fun when it comes to it, because there's no real utility behind Luna Classic. It's pretty much done. You take a look at Do Kwon. He was caught in Europe, right? He even fled to Europe. Now he's apparently apprehended. I don't know what's going on with Do Kwon right now, but still, things got so bad he ran to Europe. You know what I mean? But then still, even despite that, people were like, who cares? You know, they still pumped Luna Classic for fun. You take a look at Klima DAO. That even got pumped for fun. So if people like to say that, yeah, you know, ADA's not going to gain attention, I just have a hard time believing that. During a fully fledged bull run, I still think it's going to gain attention. You know what I mean? If something like Luna Classic, if something like Klima DAO was able to get pumped for fun, I still do believe that this could actually grow. Because when it comes to Cardano, use case is still there. It's not like it's caca. Not to mention, you take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin, in my opinion, it's pretty much like caca to begin with. I mean, to be honest, right? Like, come on. But still, in 2021, it still got pumped. So when I take a look at something like ADA again, I just have a hard time believing that it won't at least gain some traction during this bull run. You know, people keep saying that, yeah, ADA doesn't have any attention, all this type of stuff. Well, we're still very far away, I think, from a peak of a bull run. But before I get into that, if Litecoin was able to pump, if Luna Classic, if Klima DAO was still able to get somewhat of a decent pump, I don't see why ADA won't join the ride, let's say, during a fully fledged bull run. Now, why do I say that the bull run could still be a ways away? Because historically speaking, altcoins, as a worst case, they're not even supposed to peak right now. Now, I get it. History doesn't always repeat itself, but it tends to rhyme. Usually, altcoins, they peak around a year and a half after a Bitcoin halving event as a worst case scenario. Now, if we base that off the last Bitcoin halving event, that's actually going to be around October of next year, because April was when the Bitcoin halving event happened. Now, October of next year may seem like quite a while, but still, again, I think that if anything showcases how, as a worst case, there's still some time for ADA to prove itself. So I don't think as of right now, you know, things are going to be done, you know. I think there are better days ahead. Now, granted, could things happen sooner? Yes. But in my opinion, when it comes to ADA, again, I think if anything, this showcases how there's still some time there. Now, some people like to say that, oh yeah, take a look at how well Bitcoin's doing, all this type of stuff. Well, here's the thing. Eventually, people, they're going to get bored. They're going to take profits when it comes to Bitcoin. They're going to start flowing that into altcoins in a massive way. And at that point, ADA, I really do believe that the sky's the limit. $10 at that point wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I'm just very excited when it comes to this bull run, because even though I'm not a big fan of acquiring Bitcoin or even Ethereum, let alone, right? I still do believe that the ETF for Bitcoin and Ethereum is going to be so massive, because it just creates a lot of positive sentiment for the whole crypto space overall. And also the amount of institutional investors and enterprise adoption. I just do believe that this bull run could be so amazing. It could very well be such an amazing stew, like an amazing pot. You know what I mean? But it's going to take some time. And I think sometimes people, they're impatient, all this type of stuff. But for me, I've trained myself to be patient, because my buying strategy in and of itself is something that requires a lot of patience and a lot of waiting, because I'm dollar cost averaging. So anytime an income, I'm acquiring, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting. That's it. And that way, it removes all the emotion, because that way, if the price dips, I can still accumulate more. But then if the price bumps, I quite essentially don't miss out on it, because I was holding the entire time anyways. That's what I really like about it. So instead of like trying to play this guessing game as to what's going to happen to ADA every 2 days, 2 weeks, you know, instead of day trading, instead of using leverage, instead of, you know, drawing some random underwear on a price chart, a random triangle, instead of doing that, what I'd much rather do is, again, anytime an income, I just acquire, hold, and I just wait. That's it. I like to keep things simple, you know? That's just the way I take a look at it. Even my hairstyle is so simple. Like, seriously. Like, for me, I cut my own hair. I used to have a hairstyle, but I realized this was much more simple, much more easy, so I did that. That's the way you take a look at it. So when it comes to ADA, again, my strategy is just very simple. Dollar cost averaging. Literally doesn't get any more simple than that. At least that's the way I view it. And again, ADA at the price of $10 during this bull run, that right there wouldn't be surprising to me whatsoever, because I think that this bull run could be so special. And I do believe that Cardano is not a bad layer 1 blockchain by any means. The fact that it's been around for a long time doesn't mean it's bad. Think about this, right? Is Tom Brady a bad NFL quarterback when he went to the Buccaneers? Absolutely not. He's been around for ages at that point, but still, he was still good, you know? So it made sense why he won the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. the way you take a look at it is that when it comes to Cardano, it's like Tom Brady. As of right now, it's kind of like in that phase when he went to the Buccaneers. Because in 2021, ADA did absolutely amazing. But I still do believe that, again, this is like Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. He can prove itself one more time. When it comes to ADA, I don't think it's only going to be one more time, but I still think that it can prove itself again. And $10 wouldn't surprise me whatsoever during this bull run. And make sure to subscribe if you gained value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.